Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I'm Cosmic Kev, your host, and this is for the week beginning April 25th, Friday, through the 2nd of May. So, what do we got going on here? Well, Sun's in Taurus, we've got Mercury in Taurus, Venus is still in Pisces. Venus will be there until the 2nd, this coming Friday at 6:21 p.m., and then it moves into Aries. All right. But Venus right now in the last 7 degrees of Pisces is actually very creative, very artistic. It's an exalted position for it. So we should have some really yummy, delicious art, and good things should be happening just from that. Okay, here's another thing that's happening. This is the second eclipse. This eclipse, though, is a solar eclipse. It goes with the new moon because we have a new moon in Taurus happening on Monday, which is a moon day, and it's at 11:14 p.m. in the evening Pacific Daylight Time. I believe the moon is approaching the Vedic nakshatra of Bharani, which is the vulva or the womb, and it's really symbolic of hidden things. So if all of a sudden you hear about some covert action coming out, oh yeah, that's Bharani, with this new moon in Taurus. Let's talk about something else about that new moon in Taurus. It's sensual, and it is loyal, and it's working on building things. In Native American astrology, we look at Taurus as the sign of the beaver, the builder. And one thing I've noticed about Taurus is a lot of the men make really good fathers. They're good dads. And it's in the beaver, it's the male beaver that teaches the pups how to swim. So that's a really important skill. So, I hear a lot of, male bashing. And you know what? If there wasn't a father, or at least a donor in the bank or something, you wouldn't be here. So, it takes both. And the problem is that things are out of balance. There's unrealistic expectations of females, there's unrealistic expectations of males, and we all just have to get along and love each other as one tribe. And that's part of the security principle that Taurus brings in. It's like we're trying to secure ourselves. Now we're starting out this week with a moon in Pisces, which is sensitive, it's emotional, it's visionary, and that moon is going to conjoin Venus. In fact, it's going to do it tonight or this afternoon. And so there's this feeling right now of like, wow, life is beautiful, it's artistic. Now most of the weekend the moon's going to be in Aries. And, it's kind of rambunctious and it's randy, but it's also the moon waning. We're just kind of finishing off the cycle from the last lunar eclipse and everything that went down. But we're getting ready for a solar eclipse. And so it's like from this place, the solar eclipse is where we get into our heart. And maybe there was a lot of things that were really hidden in our heart that we weren't able to get out. But now we finally feel strong enough, secure enough. And to be honest with you, in Western astrology, I'd say that Taurus is less dangerous than Aries. And so we feel a little safer, so we can get out what's in our heart. So that's what it's all about this week, folks. It's also the pagan ritual fest on the 30th of Beltane. And that's also symbolic of, the beginning of summer. Beginning of where the light dominates. From now through early August, light, BB. Light, 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 and lots of growth. And that's what's happening. And it's a beautiful thing here in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, for those of you folks in New Zealand, Australia, Chile, Argentina, South Africa, just the opposite trip's happening. It's like, it's time of death. It's the time of the harvest, and you got to prepare for that introspective, darker time. But here we go, sign by sign, on this week's episode of The Planetary Persuader.